And so you have it. Shelle joins us this morning. He's the chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
We're looking at that scenario because just before that big announcement by the president, there's been so many releases, so many stories. They call it kites. In fact, the chairman did say the same thing himself, saying, listen, I will not resign. If I should have seen that track of his comment of his when he said, listen, if I will resign, you will know. But I guess now we know the president has announced his resignation. But one wonders, it had to be the president to do that announcement. Why was that?
Well, it took a lot of time. It took a lot of calculations. It took a lot of wisdom. It took a lot of meetings from the caucus level to the BOT level, and then before they brought it to the NEC level. Bamanga Tukur, our former chairman, is a very good man. He is a man of strong conviction of what he believed in. Probably age is not on his side.
But this is not about age.
Well, I know from all indices that age has to do with it.
Yeah, but if anyone should know that, he should first. But if you look at his previous comments, he kept on saying, listen, when different stories had it, it was reported in newspapers everywhere, in some other media platforms, that he had resigned. But it came up subsequently when a man accosted him in the presidential villa and said, I have not resigned.
That's
for the second time.
He said all this because of his personal conviction that he was doing the right thing. He was protecting PDP.
Let's get you.
He was protecting.
Let's get you here.
Mr. President.
You're talking about his conviction is based on his age, not the retirement.
No. I only brought in age.
Okay.
As part of the problems he had, because he couldn't hold so many meetings that he ought to have.
Did he jump or was he pushed?
He was not pushed. He didn't jump. It was after a lot of discussions, after a lot of coming together to agree and to convince him too that he had to leave. When your soldiers are no longer behind you, definitely you will know that the time is up. The state chairman came together, did their meeting, and felt that in the interest of the party, the national chairman should.
So 30, was it 30 or 33 of them that voted?
We were 33 that were at the meeting.
30 voted against.
Nobody. It was a unanimous decision. The others couldn't come for one reason or the other.
So all 30 who were present said, please take a bow and go.
Yes, and then we passed the information to the national leadership of the party.
You know, when you said he couldn't hold so many meetings, one begins to wonder. The meetings most likely would have held in the secretariat, which is around his residence in same location, Abuja. But he was known to be traveling quite a great deal. How is it that he couldn't hold meetings? But if he could travel?
Well, that's a political calculation and sagacity on his part. I think he was taking avoiding actions. He knew that people were already out to probably ask him to leave, and he had to take such actions to avoid holding meetings. And I wouldn't blame him. He had a personal conviction that PDP, he was doing the right thing, but he was protecting the party as far as he was concerned.
But you all thought otherwise.
We thought otherwise because we were losing our membership, which is not good for the party. That's it.
But
the party interest comes first, and that's why we had to convince him that
so many press releases now, at least two major ones, one from the governor of Sokoto State, another one from the governor of Adamawa State, all saying the same thing in the different releases, saying, well, even if Bamanga has finally resigned, that will not bring them back to the PDP. So losing membership during his tenure and now finally taking a bow, does that mean that there are also discussions with some other people apart from these two that may likely return to the PDP?
Well, the chances are that some of the people that defected will come back, because the opposition is not the best environment for them. They have gone there and things are not as good as they thought. The best option they have now is to retrace their steps, and I believe they will do so, more so when APC, the opposition party, has not even redefined itself. It has not given enough reasons for people to join them, because they cannot.
Let me give you a direct quote from the letter from the Adamawa State governor. He says the main reason, first, he said, contrary to insinuations, well, in some quarters, he didn't leave the party because of Bamanga Tukur. And he went further to say, quote, the main reason the G5 governors and their supporters left the PDP was the regime of impunity and lawlessness instituted in the party, and the deafness with which genuine agitations were ignored by the national leadership of the party. This was particularly more manifest in the manner properly constituted state executives of the party were wantonly dissolved and members were suspended. End of quote. So they're saying it goes beyond Bamanga Tukur.
Well, the former national chairman and Admiral Yanko come from the same state. They have one grouse or the other against each other. When we newly came in, when the regime of the former chairman came in, the first problem we had was that the ESCO of Adamawa was not properly constituted, and the chairman sat down. We wanted to defend our own fellow colleague, the chairman of Adamawa State. We took the case to him, and he explained it out that the chairman of the party in the state comes from the same local government with the governor of the state, and that it was not proper. But the only mistake was that the rest of the National Working Committee member felt that the chairman took a unanimous, unilateral decisions without carrying the members of the National Working Committee along before dissolving that ESCO and 2-3 other ESCOs in their various states. This was one of the allegations against our national chairman.
But as he said, he was only protecting the party.
He was protecting, he felt, I said he felt. I'm not saying so. That is his personal conviction, and I can see it in him that was what he believed he was doing. And that's why I said age has to do with it.
They say with age comes wisdom.
Yes.
And if age was a thing, then we would expect that he had wisdom that he was working with. Because what has happened through his tenure, from the start till the day he resigned, it was a turbulent tenure.
Yeah.
Storms here and there. Painting your party as a party that had no respect, or so to speak, was very unstable within itself.
Well, Alhaji Bamanga Tukur, like I said, is a good man. He has enormous wisdom. He has dexterity. He has seen it all. He has served very well in public service and even private sector. So one will not say that he didn't know what he was doing. But because he felt certain people were digging deep to cause mayhem in the party, he maintained his personal belief that certain people are behind what was happening in the party.
You know,
and he didn't want the party to run aground. That was his personal conviction. But later, all of us realized that his approach was not helping the party. He had to.
But was he right? Was he right in his conviction that some people were ruining the party from within?
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't want to judge.